Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris MegaCorp. Sorry we're starting this a little bit late. Quick reminder that there will be no stream next week or the weekend after. So I won't be able to stream this again until the 23rd or the 24th, depending. There will be still videos. Let me pull up my calendar. So I will still be recording Monday and Wednesday this upcoming week, so there will still be videos going up the week of the 11th. However, there will be no videos the week of the 18th or the week of the 25th when it comes to recordings. So after the videos that go up on the week of the 11th, there will be no videos again until basically the start of April. That's just out of my control. Can't exactly record when out of town. Okay, that's actually a little bit loud to me. Okay. Let's see. So it's only been a couple of days. I assume I was planning to go and declare war on the Enduring Unity this part. At least potentially. Because they're, in theory, a pretty easy opponent to take care of. But of course, right now, that would require me to claim their systems. Let's see, as the Siputsk passed through the asteroid belt on its way to F7PHO, Science Officer Pavlusia Gulev reported that the ship experienced a number of sudden gravitational shifts. Ever curious, they dispatched a number of probes to scan the debris field to discern the cause. It turns out that the culprit is a number of gravity generators of old alien make, sputtering on dying energy sources, and with their polarities inverted, they occasionally spew reverse gravity into the void, though not with enough force to cause any serious harm, not anymore. Science Officer Pavlusia theorized that the generators once provided artificial gravity for a large asteroid in the belt, but some malfunction eventually tore the rock apart. A disturbing thought. I mean, how much would it cost me to claim the stuff that matters? Well, I'm looking at more than what I currently have available. At the very least. 615 gets me these three systems that contain colonies and a number of empty systems leading towards their other system with a colony. I'm gonna, though, back up just a little bit. I'll just claim these three for now. We can claim the others as we progress. It's not like we're in any immediate rush to go and declare war on the Enduring Unity. Okay, we are bringing in, why'd you... Wow, okay, game took a little longer than usual to tick over that autosave. Yeah, so we're bringing in quite a few minerals. We could upgrade one of our alloy foundries again. I did see in the patch notes for 2.2.6, since it seems that they're going to be skipping releasing 2.2.5 to the live build. Looks like they're going to go straight from 0.4 to 0.6, which I don't really care either way, so long as we get another update. But nonetheless, I saw that they are changing it in 2.2.6 so that when you go to upgrade a fleet, it now upgrades the individual ships. So if you cancel at any partway through the upgrade, the ships that got upgraded will already have the upgrades, and you'll only have to pay for the ships that didn't get it. They're also changing it so you don't have to pay the lump sum right up front. Rather, you'll pay as each ship gets upgraded. And of course, presumably, if you don't have the materials, it'll just pause the upgrade until you have materials. So that's actually something that I am kind of looking forward to. There were a number of other changes. I posted some of the changes I saw that I really like. I posted them in my Discord, but I'm too lazy to go pull that up just to mention all of them. But nonetheless, like I said, I'm looking forward to 2.2.6. It's looking like it'll be a really good update for 2.2. Chemical Bliss is absolutely worthless. I don't really need extra starbase capacity, at least not right now, and besides to get some as we take over more systems. Don't know. Yeah, you don't get it from pops. I kind of forgot about that. But nonetheless, 11 out of 12 is okay for us. We don't need to get to 11 out of 13. Or excuse me, 11 out of 14. Apparently I suck at math. Let's go for I think the hypercoms form. You have an unemployed person. You are a pith, okay? Well, what can I have you do? I could build a hydroponics farm. Or I can say why. You know what? Let's up our Unity production. It's like absolute garbage. If I'm being realistic here. This world we were planning to turn into a foundry world, and I think we're turning you into a trade colony, and I think you are going to be an industrial world. I believe that's what our plans were. But we'll see, those plans can easily change. It's not like I'm in absolute need of a foundry or an industrial world. It just helps because you get the extra 5% alloy production, or what? Is it 5% or is it 2%? It's 5%, okay. From the foundry world. Here we go. I'm gonna go for the robots, and I could get sentient computer AI, or I can say let's not, and let's just upgrade our point defense further. Let's go ahead and upgrade our armor. Even on things that I don't actually plan to build. Let's pay to get those upgrades. That'll take a little shy of 20 months to pay for. Let's have you jump to there. So that you're closer. You have an unemployed specialist. What can I do to deal with that? You know what? screw it. Let's build monuments on any planet that has an open space and doesn't currently contain a monument. We really kind of need the extra Unity. Our Unity production is crap compared to an empire of our size. Okay, so we're currently making 3.16 dark matter a month. We have absolutely no use for all that dark matter we're producing. That'll get us up to 6 something. In theory, that shouldn't be producing a flat 3. It'll probably be producing 3 point something greater than 3.00. So we'll be somewhere above 6. We'll probably be about 6.3 if I had to make a guess. Now there's really not much I could... Well, it's not technically true. I could upgrade a civilian industry here. I don't know what I was going to do with you. Are you going to be another agricultural world? I guess we could do that. I'm going to replace you, though, with a monument. And then we can upgrade the monument. Okay, we still have the research grant for another 10 years. How long do our edicts last? 12.5 years. Yeah, it's... Honestly... I still get sad sometimes looking at the AI. It's not great when it comes to its economy, even in 2.2. I mean, 2.2 is definitely an improvement, in my opinion, over some of the other versions. But the AI still doesn't quite know how to play the game. Because, I mean, you just look at some of these people. These guys have an equivalent economy to me, but they have 26 planets to my 10. 21 to my 10. 20. 14. 9. These guys are a little bit better, actually. That they have an equivalent economy to me, apparently, with only 9 planets. You're actually apparently doing really good. You guys aren't. You guys are actually doing pretty good as well. You aren't. You're not the greatest, but you're not absolutely terrible. So, I mean, okay, some of these guys look to be doing okay. They're around me when it comes to number of colonies with an equivalent economy. But a lot of them are, like, double my size in terms of number of colonies, and they only have equivalent. That shouldn't be the case. Okay, maybe don't destroy that, because it turns out I might actually need that. I think I'm going to need another industrial world. So we're going to have 2 industrial worlds, it looks like, right now. Because we're only producing 5. Surplus consumer goods. Admittedly, I can afford to buy them if absolutely necessary, but I'd rather avoid that if at all possible. I do have to deal with the fact these guys have another battle cruiser, although it's pretty weak. Jesus, 25 minerals from this system.
Scientific progress attained. Sit log updated. Construction complete. Our research has progressed. Construction complete. Ships upgraded.
I'm doing fine, Gabriel. Do need to up my consumer goods production, though. Although, hopefully, upgrading our robots with efficient processors will help a little. Because I assume some of them are working as artisans. Yes, we appear to have 7 working as artisans here. The plan was for you to be another agricultural world, wasn't it? Since it really is a nice agricultural world, with all those agricultural district slots. I've never played any of the Doom games, so I don't really care either way about Doom Eternal. I might own the recent Doom game as a part of a Humble Bundle or something, but I've never played it. Oh, nope. I thought I might have, but turns out I don't. You can head home. Let's go and spend some of our influence. Definitely going to want to take that system, even if I don't take everything. claim that stuff for now. What are you doing and why aren't you doing anything? I assume I sent you to go and search through the debris and reverse engineer the pirate stuff. And I guess I forgot to tell you to head back home once you were done with all that.
Together we will build a brighter future.
Wonderful. I don't think we have any tomb worlds anywhere in our vicinity. So that's not really a useful tech. Yeah, I'd say let's go for making our assault armies stronger. Yeah, I mean, it looked like an interesting game, the 2016 reboot, but it's just, wasn't really sure if I would enjoy it, so I never bothered actually picking it up, even when it was on sale numerous times on Steam.
Together we will build a brighter future.
I don't care for any of these techs. Let's research auxiliary fire controls, because it'll take 5 months. Okay, what does a deep space black site give me? Produces influence. And increases governing ethics, attraction, and stability. Yeah, I'll be honest, none of these other options are really worthwhile. Although I should probably upgrade, at the very least, Soul to a Citadel. Because it's going to need to have the Colossus project building whenever I get around to actually completing the special project for it. Wow, you guys are so pissed at me. What the hell would fulfill the born equal issue? I assume that is referring to species rights. The social welfare is somehow considered preferring the ruling elite, because the only thing that wouldn't would be utopian abundance, which you can only do if you're egalitarian in the first place. So I'm literally missing out on some influence right now, because the egalitarian faction hates me. And I'm just hit my energy cap. What to spend my resources on? I mean, I guess I could go and invest in buying dark matter. No reason to do that, but technically I could. Or I can buy... You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just buy some of exotic gases. We'll buy 500 for now, and we'll set a monthly trade to buy... Oh... Let's start out with a nice small number. 2. And we'll slowly work that up as it affects our economy. How many people do we need for that? That's 25, isn't it? Because that's 30. So what did this be, 25? I have 26 people. Okay, I don't know why I'm not able to... Because it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is it actually 30? And the game's just listing that as 30 when it's supposed to be 35 because everything's been shifted over as a result of something being in that slot, in which case, why? Why would you shift everything over? There's no reason to.
Special inquiry concluded.
Screw it, we'll go for the repeatable for extra. I could, but honestly, I've actually always found the Titans to not be worth the cost. Like, they're nowhere near worth it, in my opinion. They are far too expensive for providing basically no extra military power. I mean, sure, technically speaking, if you actually care about building the cheapest and best design, as far as I understand, it's still technically Corvettes. Although I could be wrong about that. I don't really care for the meta. I tend to do things just because it's cool. Hence why sometimes I will build carrier cruisers and battleships just for the hell of it, even if I'm not running the new ship classes mod. So yes, I could build a Titan. It would take forever to build, and is, again, just not worth it in my opinion. Its damage value here is basically 2 battleships. Although admittedly it is about the cost of 2 battleships. And in terms of upkeep, it's actually slightly cheaper. Maybe it'll be worth it. Maybe we'll build one just because. But probably not right now. I really do wish the creator of this shipset mod would go back and actually add a Titan for this. I don't know what it would be, because it's the TMP era and you don't really have anything bigger than an Excelsior. So I don't know what it would be, but I'm sure they could come up with something. I'm sure there's something in beta canon they could use. Upgrade your monument. Upgrade your monument. Why do we have an unemployed worker on Earth? I don't know what to do with you. Let's get more alloys, sure. Okay, you know what? Let's. No, we'll keep that as is actually for now. Leaders are not expensive. I don't mind the extra leader cap, but that's basically the only people who ever get anywhere near their cap is governors, and even they are a little iffy at times, depending on when they've been recruited. Mostly right now. Let's learn how to clear some volcanoes. And let's encourage planetary growth on Gorsk. Oh yes, one of the other things they're changing is that I guess the selection of what pop grows will be more accurately determined based off the what species the majority and what species the, I guess, minority. I'm assuming on that planet in particular, though maybe it'll be empire-wide, I'm not sure. Because right now, as far as I know, the game sort of tries to be even in determining which pops grow when. Which is kind of unrealistic, for one. Like, I understand it's a game, so it's not going to be fully realistic or anything, but, you know, generally speaking, depending on if a species is the majority or not, would determine how quickly it grows. And, I mean, like with all populations, they grow exponentially until they hit some point that forces them to flatten. So, I mean, in theory, yeah, your majority species, which should generally be your original species, should always be the one that has the highest pop numbers. Until you start conquering, then your numbers can be all kinds of screwy, especially in the late game. I've had humans become not necessarily a minority, but they're not always the top. Mostly happens when you conquer people that are rapid breeders and have tons of planets. Let's go and upgrade our research labs. That will not actually fulfill all the job requirements.
War declared.
Ooh. The Auspicious Compact has now declared war on the Star Axis. It's... No, sorry game, it's not a we shall see which empire is stronger. It's not an empire, it's two federations. Although we will see which one is stronger. One only has 2 members, the other has 3. If this was a war involving players, I would personally bet on the Star Axis winning. But since this is 2 AIs fighting one another, or well, 2 AI federations rather, fighting, I imagine neither side will come out on top. It'll end in a white peace. Maybe 1 or 2 systems will change hands, but it'll probably just be a white peace with no land changing hands.
Together we will build a brighter future.
Yeah, sure, let's get the auto cure. No, let's go for the fleet command limit. Ooh, and some robot grew and didn't get the new efficient processors. And if you care to micromanage, you could do that, but I don't micromanage subspecies. Partly because the game is not actually that great in my experience in assigning jobs. It doesn't always assign people that are great miners to the mining field as a priority. Which is stupid, because it should. I mean, that's the whole reason they have the modifications.
Special inquiry concluded.
But sadly, the game doesn't always do that.
Situation log updated.
Thank you for that game. I guess I can go and send somebody over there to check that out. Are you still technically... You are. Yep. That bug is... Well, I mean, it's more of an exploit rather than a bug, but... It's a bug that you can exploit. If you control shift and order for a science ship that is currently assisting in research, when it goes to do the thing that you've now assigned to the top of its queue, it is still technically going to assist research on a planet, even if it shouldn't.
War declared.
Oh, somebody else has declared war. The Aspician Theocracy has declared war on the other rebels that popped up while they were dealing with the first rebellion. We shall see if they're successful at dealing with these guys, considering that they apparently failed miserably and somehow lost a system despite ending in a white peace where no land was supposed to change hands, but I'm pretty sure land did change hands.
Construction complete.
I expect them to somehow magically lose land to these guys, just because reasons. The AI sucks at fighting wars. I want to say the Valkyrie class would be... I think it is beta canon. Although, if it is... So this is... I'm using the TMP ship set, so if the Valkyrie class is TNG era, it doesn't really fit. Although I guess you could make a TMP era version of it, probably without too much of an issue. Just swap it out. Swap out its nacelles for... Constitution refit nacelles. And I guess maybe make them bigger as well, of course. But yeah, in theory, you could do it. It would just require the mod creator to actually update the mod to add a Titan. And maybe fix the stations, because the stations don't work properly, so they fall back to the mammalian look. Which sucks, because I would actually like to see the Earth space stock model used for all of them.
Construction finalized.
And I did mention previously, I did try to fix it, but I couldn't. I don't know what exactly the problem was.
Build a brighter future.
Let's get the extra habitability, because I don't care to gene mod my species most of the time unless it's to remove negative traits.
Construction finalized.
Though, also, even if it's a fan... Yeah. I mean, even if it's a fan chip, I don't know where you would technically put that. I mean, technically those aren't beta canon, but who cares? Let's get the extra trade value, sure. I mean, we definitely don't need it, but we can. And you know what? We'll just buy. We'll buy 20. Game, why do you do this to me sometimes? You select the wrong thing. I didn't want to get rid of the original offer to purchase exotic gases just because I wanted to now purchase consumer goods. I still want to do both. Okay, and that should give you all the jobs plus an opening.
Construction complete.
There we go, yep. That'll also give us a little bit extra research, which is always nice. This world is also now officially considered a research world again. $55 months for that. That's still a long time. Well, I mean, technically it isn't actually. I could live with not researching any engineering tech for 55 months if I were to keep the game up to fastest, but I'd rather not do that. At this point, there's not as much of a need to go to fastest. If anything, I'd just play on fast. Damn it, game, I was not trying to zoom out. Let's go ahead and add an extra battleship to each fleet, because we're approaching our cap on alloys and we have literally nothing to spend them on. Yeah, I'll agree, the Valkyrie class is a stupidly large ship.
Special inquiry concluded.
But as he said, it's a mobile command center is supposed to be its purpose, so I could understand in some ways it might be useful. Oh, they actually lost. The rebels lost. I expected them to win just because the AI sucks at fighting wars. So it could be useful if you're going out on a long campaign, though admittedly the Federation isn't exactly known for declaring war and being stuck in it for decades potentially at end, with long campaigns into hostile territory. It's about the only time where I would imagine something like the Valkyrie class would actually make sense. Let's lower that down to 3. Buy an additional 10. Let's upgrade that. Once these battleships are done, I think we're going to go to war with the Emdirian Unity. Partly because we can, and not necessarily because we have to. But yeah, no, if the Federation was fighting a war, like, basically a war that it's like Napoleonic era, with long campaigns, think Europa Universalis or Crusader Kings, basically. How wars are there.
Together we will build a brighter future.
I could see the use for something like the Valkyrie class, but beyond that, not really. And in Star Trek, you don't really fight wars like that, with long campaigns deep into hostile territory. The Mega Cannon has its uses. If I cared to build a second design for battleships, we could have one that is kinetic and one that is energy based. Don't care to do that really right now, so let's just go for the extra mining station output, because that's exactly what we need more of, is more energy credits and minerals. I'll say yes to the minerals, don't really need the extra energy credits. But I won't say no to the extra energy credits either. I don't care to build a military academy here. I don't actually have really anything worth building here that I can think of. Besides, I guess maybe civilian industries.
Construction.
Yeah, screw it. The planet doesn't have any of its own. Why not? I'm going to tell you to jump there. I only need a single fleet for this, since the Amdirian Unity, well, rather the AI, decided to be stupid. No, I didn't mean for you to do that. I want you to go to the station, enter orbit, and just wait. But the AI decided to be stupid last stream and break their defensive pact with the Syndicate. I could send both fleets, but it's not necessary, and quite frankly, I don't care to send both if it's not necessary. Especially since I don't actually have two armies right now, so... you know what? Why don't we spend this time and build up our second army? I do wish I could shift-click this stuff and it would build them in groups of 10. Sadly, it doesn't work that way. And I suck at counting, so I don't even bother. Well, I don't suck at it, it's just... I tend to click a little bit faster than I am at counting it in my head. Or even out loud, so... But there's our first... Well, technically second, rather. Fleet. Let me go ahead and pull up my leader list. Like I said before, I randomly generated a couple. Let's see, so what do we have for options for generals? Sort, I want the youngest. I'm inclined to go for the butcher. And I actually don't have any female generals in my list. Granted, it's only like 10 people. I haven't added to it in a while. I don't care for restrained. I don't care if there's collateral damage. Yeah, we don't really need a general. We'll live. Besides, how well defended is the planet anyway? Not that well. I'm gonna go and rename you to the Zensk Army. Whoops. So that I can more easily keep track of you all. And have you guys cooled off? No, you still got a couple more days. I'm gonna wait until you no longer have any malices as a result of having used the jump drive, and then we'll go in and attack. The game still claims 24K there. May not be accurate. The UI, for whatever reason, sometimes doesn't update when you use jump drives. So nor does it take into account sometimes the effects of stations. So we'll wait another 40 days, so 7th month. That's when we'll declare the war. You are ready to upgrade your capital building. Wonderful.
Construction finalized.
We need jobs here. Well, technically that's not true. I could ship these people off-world. I hear there's openings on Gorsk. And Do I want to go ahead and get the food processing facility now? Or no, let's get robot assembly plant.
Construction complete.
There we go, you guys are done. Nobody cares if I go to war with you. Let me make sure I've claimed everything I actually really care for. There's all your stuff. Well, all your planets at least. For whatever reason, the live chat wasn't properly scrolling down for me, so I had to refresh it. Yeah, there are larger ships in other universes, but those ships are, of course, in other universes. So, you can't really accurately compare them to a different one.
Commencing wealth redistribution.
And first things first, we're going to go here. We're going to destroy... Where are you? Oh, they're going to go there. Will we beat them there? I think we will, because I'm pretty sure we have better thrusters. Yeah, we have much better thrusters. They're still running around with chemical thrusters. Although they do have cruisers. Which...
Hostile reactionaries engaged.
What did we engage? Yeah, no, game. We didn't engage anything. These guys do have hyperdrive too. They might actually get away. Yep, they did. Okay.
Station under assault.
Was kind of hoping we would beat... Oh, and General Secretary Natrosla. Natrosla. I don't know why I thought I said it wrong. Has died at the age of 133. Who's our youngest person? You, with fleet expansion. That's not bad. You're also a champion of the people, so people are a little bit happier. Yeah. Oh, I'm lacking the influence. Okay, we'll just abstain and we'll hope you win. No. You didn't win, sadly. We'll go with you.
Starbase under assault. Together we will
Does that is that just Alpha Cannon ships, or does that include licensed material? Not that it matters too much, because I'd probably still end up picking an Alpha Cannon ship. Stop. They're gonna jump into here. We'll just let them jump to us and kill them. Okay. Let's see. Let me try to think. What ship would I want? Could always go with the generic answer that most people would probably give if asked, which would probably be the Constitution, although I'll admit I'm okay with it, but it actually probably wouldn't be my first pick. It's not a bad ship. The Excelsior is kind of nice looking. And it stays around for a really long time. like an unnaturally long time. Holy crap. It's introduced in what? What would it be, like the second or third of the TOS movies? And it's still hanging around come TNG and DS9. That's a long ass time for a ship. Even if it is relegated mostly to background. I would probably pick the NX refit.
Construction complete.
Personally. I kind of have a thing for, admittedly, run down kind of looking ships. Let's be real, the NX is not going to win any beauty contests. Whether it's the refit or the original NX.
Together we will build a brighter future.
I'm not too big on the Sovereign, personally. And I have a thing for bigger ships, so it kind of outrules the Defiant. Admittedly, the NX is not a particularly big ship either, but I can sort of say for the Enterprise era, the NX would be classified as a cruiser.
Our research has progressed.
What do I want? I don't care for any of these. The game's kind of throwing crap text at me right now. As for why I would pick the NX, just because I feel like it's probably an accurate representation of how we would probably design some of our earlier ships. Particularly in the interiors, where it is very much like a submarine or an actual naval vessel. Unlike the TOS ships and the TNG ships, which have very large hallways.
Starbase under assault.
Damn it, game. And it's that same frickin' system. Every frickin' time. No, damn it, I clicked the wrong button. You give me two arrows, one that, damn it, and I accidentally clicked out. Let's try this again. Hopefully this time I actually succeed in properly selecting this. See, I'm not too big on the Galaxy. I know I said I like big ships, but I'm not a fan of the Galaxy. It's a luxury liner in space. That's the way I see it. Holy crap, really? Wow, that tanked our economy for whatever reason, just because there were some pirates there, I guess. Okay, they have ground troops there, so that's gonna make that take longer. Yep, let's get capacity boosters. Need our people to live longer. The longer they live, the more experienced they become, the better they become. I assume you're referring to the Galaxy X, as most people refer to it, at least in my experience. Yeah, sure. Might as well get a research institute. We do have a research lab there, even though it's only a single lab. And let's try and turn Gralsk into that tech world that I have mentioned wanting to turn it into half a dozen times by now, over various parts, and just kind of been distracted from accomplishing that goal. Okay, maybe I will use both fleets, because their homeworld looks like it's going to take forever to conquer. Do they have anything good here that's making it take so long? No, not that I see. They don't have a planetary shield generator or anything. It's just indiscriminate bombardment is still ridiculously slow. Go ahead and build another farming district on Gorsk. Oh yes. Set you to control 3. Actually no, set you to control 4. I'll set you to control 3, and I'll set you to control 5. Now I can quickly select my ships, or fleets, excuse me. And I'll just use the Zensk fleet to punch through systems that don't contain planets. Although I guess I could send it to take over the stations at least if I want to. And the clones are actually done, so never mind. The Zensk fleet can go after planets if I feel so inclined. And actually, outside of their capital, their planets look pretty lightly defended. Although, well, Melumo is actually pretty well defended. It's about where their capital is without the assault armies that are currently stationed on it. And we're sitting at our fleet cap. Well, excuse me, not our fleet cap, our alloy cap. And I have nothing to spend them on. Upgrade the hypercom's form. Upgrade your, well, yeah, screw it. Upgrade your research lab. Why not? You are currently building a city district. You are an industrial world, so I think I originally planned to turn you into whatever it would be with the commercial. Well, I imagine the Galaxy X refit probably included a lot of replacing the civilian quarters with, well, just other stuff in general, really. Up to and including more storage bays, armories, extra armor, weapons, battery capacitors or whatever, just to be able to store some extra energy in the event that you lose main power.
Construction complete.
I'll admit I haven't gone around yet to watching All Good Things, mostly because TNG is a little on the slow side. There are some groups of episodes where I can go and sit down and watch a couple of episodes back to back. There are other times where I watch one and I'm like, nope, I'm done for now. So it's taken me forever to get through TNG.
Commencing workforce liberation. Our research has progressed.
What was it that we got? Oh, okay, yes. Extra energy credit production. Sure. Let's go ahead and get plasma accelerators. Let's just get the quick techs out of the way. But yeah, so I haven't gotten around to watching All Good Things, but aren't they supposed to be in a war with the Klingons or something in All Good Things? In that alternate universe? So, I'm sure they would have gone and swapped out a lot of these civilian quarters for anything that would help them in a war.
Construction final.
Oh yes, we have better armor. I completely forgot that we'd researched that. I'll go ahead and upgrade the ships at some point. And of course you gain Stubborn at skill level 2 out of 8. And somebody gained Aggressive. Who gained Aggressive? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, you gained both. Wonderful. Kind of wish you didn't get Stubborn though, because that's going to slow down your level up.
Construction complete.
Though I'll admit leveling up was never particularly quick with you. My admirals don't tend to level up very quickly unless I'm playing as somebody who has immortal leaders. Which generally means using a mod or playing as a machine empire. Hive minds, I'm pretty sure their leaders are can still die of old age. I think you have to be playing as machine empire. Okay, you go there. Actually, no, go there, and then go there. Oh yes. I gave you the heritage site to upgrade. Was it? No. No, that's not what I did with you. Well, you got that anyway, but that's not the main reason why you have that. You have openings in the specialist slot for some reason. I'm not sure why. Because I haven't removed anything. I guess I can give you a research lab. Just so you have one. And you're still a little shy of the necessary... Who the hell are you? Oh, you. Okay, you're... Really? The Justentente is going to try and insult me? Let's see. The role of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics is played out. Go where you belong from now on, into the dustbin of history. Okay, guys, this is the alternate universe in which the USSR won the Cold War. Yeah, that's understandable, Gabriel. I mean, the original series was from the 1960s, so it's gonna be written and shot as if it's a 1960s TV series. So, it's understandable. I was able to watch... I had a bit of a break while watching TOS, but that's mostly just because I got busy and distracted with other stuff, but I was able to pretty much watch it in one go. Once I returned to it. Game, why do you let the AI build assault armies while being bombarded? That is BS, in my opinion. You should not be allowed to build armies while that planet is being bombarded. The Aspician Theocracy is declared war on the Half-Psi Coalition. So that's an independent person declaring war on their rebels again. I don't think they'll be successful. I haven't gotten around to watching DS9 yet. I'm trying to finish up TNG before I go to that, though I'll be honest, I probably would be better off just putting TNG on hold and going straight to DS9. I think I'll enjoy DS9 a lot more than I am enjoying TNG, especially once they actually get into the Dominion War arc. Although I think I'll probably have a similar issue with it as I do TNG prior to that point. And Voyager I'll get around to at some point. Let's just go ahead and get the improved reactor, the improved reactor boosters. And now you go bomb there. Yes, thank you for taking 5,000 energy credits off of me. I have nothing to spend them on, outside of buying more materials. Mostly strategic resources. But even that I'm having a bit of a hard time justifying in some areas. Go ahead and build another agriculture. No, screw it. Build yourself a city district. That should handle most of your housing needs for a good long while. Especially if I go ahead and get the anti-grav engineering. And let's go ahead and slap the better kinetic artillery to replace the kinetic batteries. If I was using TFW's bunch of ship parts, I would have a tier 3 version of this, which would be even better, obviously, although I'm not using that. It is save compatible, so I could use it, I just don't care to. I generally try not to add more mods while actively playing a save. Yeah, you're probably right, Gabriel. They are just finding random people on the street and giving them a gun and saying, go fight for your nation. Which may not be the best idea. Although, these guys are a hive mind, so I guess they're not going to have some of the issues you would have with giving random people on the street a gun and telling them to go fight. Most of the time, doing that probably isn't going to end particularly well. But for a hive mind, I guess it's okay. Most of these other nations, if you did that though, those people would probably just turn around and start firing back at you. Okay, they're weak enough. Go ahead and land. They should surrender pretty much right away. Or because you guys are taking so long, you may not even have to fight. Turns out I was wrong. You will have to fight a little bit. And done. And something about something being collectivized. I didn't quite catch that because I was busy talking. Ooh, and it looks like the Syndicate is hoping to become buddies with the Just Entente because they currently have Federation Association status with them, along with migration treaties and a research agreement.
Our research has progressed.
Wonderful leadership boosters, or excuse me, capacity boosters. I don't care for any of these. I'll take Starbase capacity,
Construction
since we are currently sitting at our cap. Also, set you guys to go and go here. And hopefully now you guys will actually be able to deal with the pirate problem, because apparently Procyon Station is not capable of doing it with 4 hangar bays. And we'll probably end this stream once this war is over, and next time I stream this, probably, like I said before, on the 23rd or 24th. Depending upon if I'm in the mood at all. Because I'll probably be back late at night on the 21st.
commencing workforce liberation.
Yeah. Like I said earlier at the start of the stream, no stream on the 9th or the 16th. Probably stream on the 23rd, 24th. And that's when we'll deal with the fallout of this war. You can head home. There's nothing else you guys can do. Actually, screw it. Go ahead and upgrade. Right now, there's no difference between a station with 3 shipyards and a station with 6. Can't wait until 2.2.6 though, then there will be a difference. Also, wow, that'll really help with a personal game that I'm running. Yeah, so the way we see the Federation represented is they're a lot more centralized than a Federation typically is. Like, because normally when you think Federation, you'll, well, outside of Star Trek, you'll generally think something that's more a loose group of alliances. With a lot more of, each member has control over their own internal affairs, but there might be a layer above them that's sort of supposed to unite them all. The Federation seems to take that a little bit more, with a lot more centralization on that upper layer. So, like, the Federation as a whole is basically a federal government, to bring it into more standard terms, with each member being more of a state. Which, again, doesn't quite seem right for the name Federation. And I don't really care about the market fee right now. Let's get the bonus to trade protection. Maybe I'll have a little bit less pirates spawning. Although it looks like it might still be a bit of a problem. Which is kind of annoying. Let's go ahead and buy more exotic gas. Let's pump it up to 5. And I will give you a civilian industry. Oh, you're missing a ship. 2 ships, actually. Wow. How'd that happen? I don't recall you need... They must have just been really damaged and by some miracle got destroyed by a station. Otherwise, I have no idea. Yeah, screw it. Let's get the weapon attack speed. I assume this is not very well defended. No, but they're going to go ahead while I'm bombarding the planet, be recruiting assault armies. Despite the fact that that is stupid that they are allowed to do that. Because, at least as far as the game is concerned, it's technically supposed to imply that those people are actively being trained. So, clearly my people must be very incompetent when it comes to bombarding. Because they should be ensuring that there is no military infrastructure as their initial priority. Or at least that's what I would do. Okay, and they just landed a whole bunch of assault armies there now. I don't need the extra food. It doesn't hurt, but it's not necessary. I just researched some stuff regarding claim cost and war exhaustion. Could further that. Although we're not too far off from being able to research the Colossus project, which we will probably do next stream. At that point, I don't care about claim influence cost, although war exhaustion gain might still be useful. Decreasing that, though admittedly nobody can really stand up against us. Well, except for the Sovereign Zai Coalition, the game is sorting them on relative strength as above the Marauders. So, in theory, they could put up a bit of a fight. Screw it. Let's go and get the Corvette build speed and build cost. Yeah, so this will be a little bit shorter than the normal streams. Those are normally 2 hours. This will only be about an hour and a half. But I started late and I don't typically go too far past midnight for these streams. And we have an unemployed specialist because the robot decided that they're going to build robots. That is not a great idea, game. But you do you. You are currently upgrading over here. That'll take you an extra 500 days. Yeah, you'll be there a while. I don't believe this mod has different models. Yeah, do it for 5 days. Or excuse me, take the 5. But I don't believe this mod, has different models for ships. Unlike the actual Star Trek New Horizons mod does. Well, let's see. What can, what just got researched? Oh, yes, the Corvette crap. I don't care about that. I will take extraction platforms. Thank you very much. Or excuse me, patterns, not platforms.
Construction complete. Construction finalized.
I don't care about that stuff. Let's see. Oh, really? You guys think it's a good idea, all on your own, failing to have dealt with your own rebellion. You think it's a good idea to insult me. What a dull and soulless place your materialistic empire, nation, must be. Tell me, have you invented a sense of humor yet? No. A pity. Yes, this is the space USSR, and yes, everything is dark, gloomy, and gray. I imagine. Let's see. So, according to Wiktionary, the term is from a couple of Middle English terms. Though I can't really see why exactly the term is building. Rather than anything else. Oh yes, I pulled up the Stellaris wiki because there was something I wanted to check and then I completely forgot about it. Where is it? Planetary management, probably. Planet specializations. Is there anything for worlds that produce trade value? as their primary thing? The answer to that would appear to be no. Interesting.
Construction finalized.
So, trade worlds basically still end up being rural worlds, in theory. Well, I guess maybe not, no. I guess it depends on if you build any districts. If you just fill it with city districts and commercial zones, I would assume it would stay a rural world. You need a job. Game says there is 70 pops, 70 jobs, and 1 unemployed. I see. Because that unemployed is a specialist who got kicked out of their job. Well, those guys are evangelizing zealots, so I certainly wouldn't put it past them to be smoking something. Let's go for... You know what? Upgrade your research lab. Screw it. Oh, there's a nice size 24 arid world. I mean, arid worlds aren't really our go-tos, but they're not terrible, and it's a size 24. I could find a use for it, although it's kind of crappy when it comes to districts. Most of the districts will be city. But it's still okay. Let's see here, some void clouds. Yeah, okay, whatever. Why do they build this here? What was the point of this station unless you plan to colonize this world and you just never got around to it? But even then, why didn't you colonize the world first and then build the station? You guys are kind of crappy when it comes to your stuff, although I should probably check the actual stations because that's a more accurate representation of your military. Yeah, you actually got tier 4 shields and space torpedoes.
Scientific progress attained.
Wonderful. Let's just get the naval cap. We'll need it eventually. I'm sure I'll build a 3rd fleet in the relatively near future. How's your war going? Oh, you've actually managed to take some stuff. Certainly more than I expected. Oh, did you invite somebody else to join you? No, are you fighting 2 wars? You are. I don't think the game ever told me about the 2nd war, unless it was still ongoing and I somehow missed it. I might have missed it. I might have been looking at the wrong people, in fact, and that's why I missed it. Yeah, okay, so this confederation, about half their land is occupied by somebody or another. Although they still seem to have a lot of colonies scattered about. The AI really doesn't seem to be picky. I've noticed that in this campaign and in a personal one that I started a couple of days ago. The AI doesn't seem picky about when it decides to colonize planets. So it will tend to have a lot of colonies, but they're kind of poorly developed a lot of the times. Oh, that's done. Yeah, maybe we should go and invade. We don't need to keep bombing it, although it doesn't matter. We'll have to purge all the pops anyway.
Commencing workforce liberation.
There we go. And achieve war goals, because this is a standard claim war, so I can't take anything I haven't claimed. And if I claim anything right now, it'll be more expensive than me actually just going and building an outpost over the station, over the system. So go ahead and end the war.
Production halted.
End of the Emdirian Unity. I'll let that upgrade finish, actually. No. No, 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 no. Let's not be idiots, guys. You're not quite powerful enough to punch through that. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and spend all of our energy credits to clear out all this stuff. So you are at 21.8k right now. What will you be once you are done? I assume at least 22k. Maybe close to 23 or over.
Ships upgraded.
Okay, that was a lot more than I expected. Because I know starting with 2.0 they lowered the change, so you don't notice as much. But I guess battleships still have pretty drastic increases. So that's about an extra 6k in overall strength. Yeah, I'll take it. Technically speaking, the Orsk fleet should probably be set its home base to somewhere up here now rather than way down here in Seoul. I won't be doing that. I tend to always have my first fleet have its home base be my capital system. So I'll probably just build a third fleet up here, because why the hell not? So downgrade that because I don't need that. This will be the home base for the third fleet. I'll build trade hubs here. How many do you actually need? Actually, I don't think you need any more. Because this is not currently producing any, neither is that. We'll see if I ever get a ring rolled up during this campaign. We might, because I get the feeling the release cycle for the next DLC is going to be a little bit longer. Since I think the next one is probably going to be another overhaul potentially. Probably focus on diplomacy would be my guess. That's sort of really the only other major area that they need to overhaul.
Construction finalized.
So we might actually manage to get a ring world. Either one built or conquered or repaired. That fallen empire doesn't have any. Well, actually, no, they might. They just don't have any ruined ones. No. Well, you're enigmatic observers. You wouldn't have any. You guys should. Or maybe not. Looks like you may not, actually. Normally you do. But not this time. Neither do you, actually. Wow. Okay, we might need to build one. Oh, there we go. It just requires me to deal with the ancient caretakers. Wonderful. It would take a while to get to them, actually. Yep, the only fallen empire in this campaign that has a ring world is the ancient caretakers, which are all the way down here. So unless I get a natural wormhole that goes straight to Larbo, that'll take a while. Beyond just the building up the fleet to do it. But we'll see if I end up doing that. I probably won't, realistically speaking. Well, I mean, I will eventually get ring worlds, but I probably won't actually bother turning all my other worlds into mining worlds. Replace that with another shipyard. And then upgrade you to a star fortress so you can have a couple of extra shipyards. Get you up to 6. Send you there. Let's just tell you to jump. I guess this would be the closest. You would need 3, that's fine. It's not like all those gun batteries are actually doing you any good. They're not going to protect against anything in the slightest. I want to say no, a ring world probably isn't worth it in real life. It's the only reason you build it is basically a because we can. The amount of resources you would need to put into it, I think, would just far outweigh any benefits it would provide. I mean, heck, in Stellaris, you generally speaking anyway end up, at least for me, I tend to prefer only building ring worlds in systems where there's no colonizable planets, because colonizable planets don't take nearly as long to get up and running compared to a ring world. Even though a ring world provides a lot of districts now, which means lots of space for pops and jobs and everything else. But it takes forever to get up. Not only do you got to get the tech and then build it and then build each section individually, because they made it so you can only build one section at a time, even if you have the money to build 20 at a time. Because they decided you can only build one mega structure at a time, and each section counts as a single mega structure. So, yeah, no, I don't personally think a ring world would be worth it in real life. At least not in the Stellaris method. A Dyson sphere, not necessarily in the Stellaris method, might be worth it. If you can find some way to actually transport the energy.
Production halted.
There you go again, game. You always tell me production halted. And I never know what you mean. Because if you're going to say that, I expect it to be because something stopped being built. I forgot to go and put governors in the new sectors. No, that's a crap skill, or trait rather. Sure, we'll go with you. And let's see. I already have you. Nope. Okay. Put you there. Is this a... No, that system does no farming. Sure, we'll go with you. You'll live a while anyway as well. And you get to be renamed as well. With a personal, and by personal randomly generated rather, leader title. Ah yes, go, get the Zro. Does Zro actually do anything anymore? I think we checked it before. And found that it really isn't worthwhile anymore. Where would it be? I don't recall where it would be. Oh, economy. Strategic resources. Yeah, psionic shield component. That's all it's useful for. But whatever, it'll at least allow us to start stockpiling it. Which can never be a bad thing. Or at least that's what I like to think. There we go, I can finally repair that robot assembly yard and actually get the bonuses for that. So that can be demolished. Because this requires drones, and I don't have drones, game. So let's just get rid of some of the crap that hive minds build. And then we'll end this part. I also think the AI doesn't quite understand how to build a world properly. This is a crap planet for one, it's size 10. This planet has basically no agricultural output potential, and yet the AI decided to build agricultural supporting buildings here. Building planets from scratch. I guess it depends on exactly how hard that would be. I'd assume it's pretty difficult, but it's probably easier than building a ring world. So it might be a viable option. But nonetheless, that's going to be it for this part. I'll see you all on the March 23rd or 24th, depending, when we will deal with the fallout of this war, which at the very least, Right now, it hasn't wrecked our economy. I'm pretty sure last time we fought a war, it was perfectly fine until I loaded the save a week later, and then we had a problem. Or not a week later, but whatever. So we'll see. Right now, our economy is okay. I'm sure when I load this save next time I stream this, these numbers will be all kinds of screwed up, and we'll be just somehow hemorrhaging resources. Because the game recalculates resources, I think, when you load. But yeah, so like I said, nonetheless, that'll be it for this part. I'll see you all again next time. Like I said, probably March 23rd or 24th, because I can't stream while I'm out of town. And I won't be back until like late at night on the 21st, or maybe on the 22nd, depending. So until next time, a goodbye and farewell.